Oh, it's a beautiful day, buddy, huh? Right, look at everybody here. Come on, I'm gonna relax. This is one of those relaxing days. Peace. Quiet. Yeah, this is nice. Oh, don't pull so hard. I'm gonna go get a stick. Yeah. Come on, bring it back. You're such a sweet squirrel. It's a beautiful morning. Oh, that's gonna be great. Ah, jeez. Look at that. What do you know? I guess somebody didn't read the sign. Huh?
What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Good spot, good spot. I love this spot, right? This spot's bro, it's awesome. Love this spot. Bro, what are you into? What kind of music? You like little rock and roll? Little rock and roll over there? Little rock, or you like more country guy? You're more like sit back, nice and quiet, a little bit of country. I'm a rocker. I'm a total like woohoo rocker guy, you know. So, but whatever you want. What do you want? You like pop? Michael Jackson, some a little backwards walking or something? I'm just kidding. I don't. What do you want?
All right, so we're going to take a roundabout. Now, a roundabout, we have a lot of those in Holland. You know, for instance, if I go from my mom and dad's house to my daughter's house, we have 8 of them. So 8 on the way over, 8 on the way back, 16 a day, every single day. So I know how to take a roundabout. And apparently here in America, well, at least in the town where I live, they don't know. Because if we're sitting there and we're drinking coffee, thank you very much. And we're drinking coffee and we watch the roundabout, you see about like at least 2 crashes a day. You know, fender benders, not big crashes, but still people have no clue. First of all, if you're waiting to get on, you have to give everybody the right of way who's on it, right? This is very important. Now you have a middle lane and you have an outside lane. If you want to make a right turn, you stay on the outside lane. If you want to go straight, you stay on the outside lane. If you want to make a left on the roundabout, that will be the 3rd turn, if you have 4 turns, or that is of course, because some roundabouts have 5 or 6. In Holland they have at least. But if you want to make a left, you go right away to the center lane. From the center lane you stay in and you use your turn signal to the left. You make a turn, you make a turn, you make a turn, and once you're all the way half through, that's where you use your turn signal to the right and you're coming to the right. This way the people who are waiting for you know that you're actually going to make that turn so they can go on the roundabout. The only time when you use this exact same principle again is when you make a U-turn. Also, turn your left blinker out to the left, take the inside lane, make all the way U-turn, and then where you normally would have gone right, you stay on there, but then you use your turn signal and you go back to where you came from. You made a U-turn. But this is very important that you are behaving by these rules, because if you do that, nobody's going to get injured. Now, it's only a question if everybody else on the roundabout knows those same rules, because if they don't, it doesn't really matter. All right, so what I just explained to you on the ground here, that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to take a roundabout and I will guide you guys through it. Oh, it's going to be fun. Here we go. The roundabout is coming up. I'm going to make a left, so I'm using my turn signal to the left, believe it or not. Now, I'm going to have to give everybody who's in front of me the right of way, but you see, go to the center lane. Now I'm in the center lane, keep my turn signal to the left, and now I'm gonna go from here to the right turn, and now I'm gonna make this next turn. See, now everybody knows who's waiting for me where I have to go, right or left. Bada bing, bada boom, and that is how you take the roundabout. Pick a lane, 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 pick a lane! Is she gonna merge or is she gonna, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna, oh, you are gonna go in. Okay. Oh yeah, let's put some makeup on. Hello? Hello? Left or right, what's it gonna be? Oh, thank you for not using your turn signal and waiting for the last freaking minute. Oh, so you are going to get it. Turn signal! Left or right, it's easy. One of the two, not both. You just moved over 2 lanes and you had no idea where you were going. Hey, who's this guy here? That's Shooter, that's his name. The other guy is Buddy. This is my buddy's dog, and Buddy is my dog. See, this is confusing, right? Because his name is Buddy. Anyway, so I switched out the dogs. I switched out the shirt, as you can see, and I switched out my right shoe. Poop on my shoe. Yeah, let's talk about poop on your shoe. Let's talk about that sign that we saw. You know who don't pick up poop? Insecure people. That's what I found out. Guys go like, oh, I'm not going to pick up that shit because they think they're too good for it. And if somebody sees them picking it up, oh, they might think less of them. That is the worst insecurity you can have as a tough guy. Well, you can't have that as a tough guy because then you're not a tough guy. That's how it works. A tough guy picks up the shit after the dog dumped a shit on the ground. That's how it works, guys. I'll tell you a story, okay? This is important for you to learn a lesson. One time, it was in California. I was in some crazy neighborhood, and I saw a Mexican gang. And I knew exactly from that moment when I saw the whole group who the leader was, because he stood out, and the way they were treating him, you know, he's a very calm person. And all these guys were around it. And I thought, oh, that gives an impression, because you can tell right away who's the man, right? And the guy was eating something. I don't know what it was. He had a wrapper. And he walked over to the trash, and he threw it in the trash, and he thought he threw it in the trash, but it hit the trash can and it fell on the ground. So he threw it in and he walked away. And then I think he heard it fall, whatever it was, he turned around and he walked back and he grabbed the trash and he put it in the trash can. And that blew me away. I go, that's a real tough guy. You see, tough guys pick up after they do things. I had it young, stupid. I'm with my wife, we're at a fair somewhere. And this kid stands there, 22, 23, big kid. Glug, 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 drinks, and he throws, it's empty, and he throws it on the floor. And I'm standing behind him. And I go, excuse me. And he looks back, I go, you dropped something. And he goes, yeah. I said, you dropped something, you need to pick that up. So then he picked it up and he threw it in the trash. And I go, was that really so hard? Did your mom and dad never teach you to not do that kind of stuff? You know what my biggest wish is? One of my biggest wishes? Those people, so if you're listening right now, if you're the person who ate in the car at McDonald's, and then you open the car door, you put it outside, and you drive off, you do that at the parking spot, pray I'm not going to see it. Because I'm probably, well, no, 100% I'm going to throw it back in your car. And if you close the window, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might break the window even. That's how much it pisses me off when people do that stuff. Imagine me going to their house and throwing the trash in the house. It's stupidity. It's an insecurity again. It's the like guys who use profanity, a lot of profanity. Now, if you drop an F-bomb here and there, hey, be fine. But if you feel the need to do it in every sentence, or you're a comedian, you have to do it in every single sentence, something is off, right? You know what they call it? They call it a cheap laugh. You know, to do without, it's a much harder thing. Still, I understand it, you know, a good F you, sometimes here and there, throw it out there. But I realized, because I was doing it a lot, that I was starting to do it at certain moments. I explain it like this. I had the TV show, right? We had Inside MMA for 9 years on TV, a live TV show, 431 live shows we did. And we had these guys always in the green room, and they were all cool. And then when they came out, you see that they were a little bit nervous. And suddenly they started using a lot of profanity. And I realized, wait, there's an insecurity. And once I started noticing that, I started noticing it at myself. If I felt a little uncomfortable, suddenly I started using an F-bomb here and there. And I go, wow, I'm doing it myself. You see, so I thought, you know, that's not being a tough guy. A tough guy is to always be in control of everything that you have. If you're in control of all your vices, well, your vices don't control you. Bada bing, bada boom, you're gold. But nowadays we live in this world where everything is controlled by vices. And it starts with the stupid phones. Everybody's on their phone. We don't have an attention span anymore. If you see somebody on Instagram or on TikTok, they're sitting like this. That's how they go the whole time. They might stop for 2-3 seconds at a video. If the first 3 lines don't make sense, already they're scrolling. Their attention span is 0. They're feeding everything. Oh, I need food right away. Order it on the food. The food comes. They don't even want to drive anymore. Everything needs to be there. Coca-Cola, let's drink more food, more this, more that. They all give themselves as a slave to their vices. That's what's happening. And once you're doing that, you're the opposite of being a man, or the opposite of being a woman, right? It's one of the two. You're strong, independent. That's when you have everything under control. So guys, let's just live in the world and let's help everybody around it. And if you have some trash, don't throw it out of your car. Just wait. And when you arrive, is it really so hard to put it in a trash can? That's the only thing I'm asking. Because 9 years ago, you know, you saw me, by the way, you saw me pulling the rubber band. You know what this thing is? That means 9 years ago, before I got back to my senses, that would have been the moment I would have knocked that guy out when we were fishing. You see? Because the guy starts annoying me, and if he keeps annoying me, he's getting in my face, I will first, of course, ask him to stop. And if that doesn't work anymore, because some people don't listen, then it's going to go puff, and now he's going to listen. So most of the time when you see me pulling my rubber band, that would be the moment normally I would have done something weird, you know? And now, I'm not a violent guy, not at all. But if you keep pushing, yeah, we all got our freaking limits, right? To a certain way. In Holland they say, the drop that makes the bucket overflow. And once that happens, there's no stopping anymore. Thankfully, that's been a long freaking time for me. So I think the last time was, and it was very, that was not a problem at all because I was just defending myself. I was against that whole bouncer story that I had in Sweden. That's for another time. I told that story too many times. I don't want to go into it anymore. But that was the last time, and that was like 2001. You see, so for 21 years, almost 22 years, there's been nothing. Peace and quiet. Home. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy your life. All these things that we were filming here and there, you know, when we're saying, oh, we're getting angry at traffic and doing all that. Yes, but it's kind of also making fun of, right? I mean, think about it. If a guy is cutting you off, you never know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going on with that guy. You think he's a douche. Maybe he just had a phone call from somebody that his wife is in the hospital or his kid is in the hospital and he's trying to hurry over there. So until you know the situation, you always have to watch out. A friend of mine explained this really well. You know, like for instance with the news nowadays, right? There's always 2 views from different sides. So imagine this. One news channel shows me I'm standing on the roof and there's a bunch of little kids standing there. Like they're between 6 and between 10 years of age. And I'm grabbing these kids and I'm throwing them off the roof. And they're screaming, people are screaming and they're freaking out and they don't want to go and I grab them and I'm throwing them down. You want to put a bullet in my head, right? But now you have a different news outlet, and that pans out a little bit. And what you realize is that the building is on fire. And downstairs, there's the firemen are there with one of the big pillows, and you're throwing these kids to safety. So what I'm trying to say is that 10 seconds ago, you wanted to shoot me, because I was the worst person on the planet, but you didn't know the whole situation. Once you know the whole situation, now I'm a hero. That's a big difference. I could have been dead, or I could have been freaking the hero. You see, and that's with everything. So we always believe that we assume the worst stuff. How many times in traffic you assume something and you realize it was not what you were assuming. Assuming is the mother of all screw-ups. It's a famous saying in 1995 in the movie with Steven Seagal. One of the guys said it. He said it with profanity. I did it nicer right now. But this really is, because if you're on the road and something happens and somebody cuts you off and you think, oh, that guy did it on purpose, you see, it's an old woman or an old guy. You are always wrong. Well, 95% of the time you're wrong. So don't assume, let it go. People jumping in front of you takes about 2 seconds away of your life. That's it. Because think about this, on the freeway, if that happens, you go 60, 70 miles an hour. That one car is a second of your time now. Oh, do we really have to fight because of that? People getting out of cars, people killing each other for it. And this you can apply to everything. All right, vatos and vatas, Godspeed everybody. And party on. In moderation though, look at me man, I'm a changed man. Moderation when I say party on. Wow, life can be so weird.